Welcome back to another scintillating episode of the Betsies Pod. I am Devin Walker, and of course, I'm joined by the amazing.
Oh, that's me, Ashley Pren.
That's right, baby. We're firing on all cylinders today. No dead air on this podcast. It is Thursday, January 4th. There is no NFL football. Amazon said, you want to know what? The product sucks. We're actually not going to take the final game of the season, and we will defer to Saturday afternoon as we are in a college football pause. So we've got a little bit of extra time to get these bets in. We need to turn it around, yada, 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 fucking Phoenix from the ashes, blah, blah, blah. We keep saying it. We're not doing it. This is the week it all comes together, all right? We're going to finish where we started, which was on fire, moving straight into the NFL 2024 playoff picture. But before we get that, we must put a bow on this season, and we're going to do it right now on the Betsies Pod. The moment you've all been waiting for. It's time to go over our ledgers from the previous week. AP, I don't love this for us. What's going on?
I don't love it either. Honestly, I'm just going to do the default blame game and say it's the product. It's the product. It's a shitty product this year. It's hard to predict. Bad teams are winning. Good teams suck. This is a hard one to nail down, but we continue to hit in the live alerts. So at least we're doing something right.
And that speaks, and that's a testament to us, right? Because before you see the game script, it's impossible to predict what's going to happen. I mean, we're not just fucking throwing darts at a board here. We're looking at analytics. We're trying to figure things out. Does it help that we're taking long odd parlays? No, it certainly doesn't. Are we going to stop taking them? Absolutely fucking not. So in that scenario, the only thing you can really do is hedge them out live, which requires you to be in front of the TV for 8 to 12 hours every Sunday. Yep. And I missed a big chunk of that because it was 52 degrees and sunny here in Western Massachusetts. And your boy had to break the 6-iron out and get freaky on the golf course. Take me to court. All right. I can't fucking be on my couch every Sunday in the winter if it's 52 and sunny.
Hey, I get it. Global warming gets you out there, you know?
And the kid that I played with we were both playing 2 balls, and he played his first ball and dropped it about 10 feet from the pin on a 200-yard par 3. I was 40 yards short because I hit it 160 on a frozen rope. I digress. Second ball, dropped it in the hole.
Wow.
Dropped it in the hole. Hole in one didn't count. So we sawed the ball in half, and we're counting it as half a hole in one. And that is how that went. I think he's going to make it into a necklace. Electric kid, by the way. Shout out to David Plains. Anyways, enough about golf. Back to football. Mikey, throw those ledgers up. Let's get this shit out of the way. This looks like it's me, considering it is all red and purple. Season now at minus 760 after a minus 400 week where I got absolutely butt-fucked by the Falcons. Thanks a lot for nothing. Girl dinner bet wasn't even close. Live alerts really weren't in play outside of the Falcons at plus 400, which also lost. I was all over the Falcons. And when you put all your eggs in one bird's basket and they stink up the field, that's exactly what will happen to you. It didn't help that I was also on the Dolphins, who were just assaulted by the Ravens, who still suck. We'll get to that later in the pod. As I mentioned before, minus 400 week brings me to negative 760 on the year. Ouch, Didi. You hate to see it. And unfortunately, it wasn't much better for you, AP.
No, it wasn't. Didn't hit a track bet. It's really starting to take a blow to my self-esteem. But you know what? We're going to bounce back because I'm keeping it conservative this week. However, I'm still in the green because I watched that Bucs game in its entirety, all miserable quarters of it. And I thought, there's no way in hell they're going to lose by more
Probably
than
got up to like 21 at one point.
Yep. Yeah. Was it 30 at one point? No, it wasn't. But it was bad. It was bad nonetheless. So I did take the Bucks to cover the spread, which they ultimately somehow got it together. Looked like an actual team with a minute and a half left in the game. Puts me at $60 up for the week. I'm still up for the season, $14.80. You'll love to see it. I'm going to keep riding with these live bets. And I kept it conservative this week with not including my girl dinner bet, which of course is always crazy. So
yeah, but I mean, that's the nature of the beast there, isn't it? And again, we do like to point this out. If you were to tail every one of our bets and be next to us while we're betting live, which would be difficult to do considering we are a bi-coastal show here, West Coast, East Coast, you would still be up $700, which is enough for a nice steak dinner and a couple cocktails, maybe a hotel room, right? So if you've been doing it, you have gone on a really nice date with yourself, probably not enough for two. But
what kind of dates are you going on?
At least I'm a fancy man. I take myself out to nice dinners. If there's an option to add scallops, guess what? I'm adding scallops. Take me to court. Moving on. Let's get right into everybody's favorite segment where we dissect the previous week and lead into the next week. And we do it in 4 downs. That's right. I'm talking about first and Pren. We're kicking this off with a debate club, actually. Because we are on opposite sides of the coin in the marquee matchup of the final week of the season. That's right. We're talking about Bills, Dolphins. Pren, take it away.
We all know what my season opener Bills bet was, which was this was going to be the worst season that they had in 3 years. And I wasn't wrong. However, I am flipping that on its head because I genuinely believe tailing Sean McDermott's 9/11 motivational speech that the Bills are somehow going to fail their way upwards. I don't know how it's going to happen. I think it's going to come down to a couple seconds in the fourth quarter. I wish that it wouldn't because I do want the Dolphins to win this game, but I think the Bills are going to pull it out. They're going to get the W for the division. I can't believe it. But I do think that's how this is going to end.
Well, I urge you not to believe it. And the only thing that could be on your side here is that I am on the side of the Dolphins. And I have been glacial, okay? Not cold, not frigid, glacial. So, I mean,
much hotter. So
yeah, that is that's really what you've got on your side there because everything, including the line and the public money, is pointing to a Dolphins win here.
Yeah.
Currently 72% of the money on the Bills money line. It's closer to 60-40 on the spread. 3.5, obviously, kind of a tricky line. I believe that this Dolphins team, who I have said all season is bad, will be good enough to beat a worse Bills team in prime time, under the lights, at home, with the division on the line. This is what it comes down to for a Dolphins team that wants to be relevant. This is the fucking game. Yeah. If you win this game, you could catapult yourself into, playoff relevance. And if you lose, it is an uphill battle, playing a lot of away games, and you've kind of mailed it in at that point, in my opinion. So absolute must win for both teams. Who wants it more situation. I just think there's more weapons and more guys who want it more on the side of the Dolphins. And I agree that the Bills, if they lose this game, implode the team. Diggs is very likely gone.
Yep.
And the Dolphins could potentially cruise. So I'm going to back who I believe to be the better coach and the better skill position players, and I'm taking
Better
the Dolphins.
coach. Wow, that's a loaded statement. The one thing I will say about this is, as someone that has made copious amounts of money off of the Dolphins this year, they are very riddled with injuries. I don't know, because I haven't looked. I don't know who's coming back for this game. I know they're going to pull out all the stops. And while this is a must win for both teams, the Dolphins have already clinched the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
The Bills have not. And I just think that as a unit, it is a more experienced Bills team in this scenario. However, to your point, it's hard to beat a team twice. This is a tough one, but I got to rock with the Bills against my better judgment. So
fair enough. Only time will tell.
Only time will tell. Only one can be right.
Only one can be right. Where wins become losses and losses become wins, the witching hour. So let's stay in the AFC and let's move down to everybody's favorite trash can fire starter, Joe Flacco in the Browns. Pren, you got a hot take on this one on second down. Let's chat about it.
Joe Flacco and the Browns. Listen, I have got a lot of futures on the Browns winning the AFC. I have to say,
all right,
poetic justice at its finest. The script was written. It was written so far in advance, we couldn't even see this coming down the pipeline, with Joe Flacco coming straight off the couch to win, a playoff spot for them.
To be fair, he probably has a nice couch.
Yeah,
it's not like a bad, like, he's not like getting up. He's not like stiff. He's probably a pretty sick couch.
I'm only 30, and when I get off the couch, I'm pretty stiff. So
that's fair. We got to get him a couch. We actually should get him a couch endorsement. There's got to be a furniture,
like Dak Prescott's mattress endorsement, except Joe Flacco's couch.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's like, if you sit on this couch, you're going to be ready for anything.
Joe, if you get a couch endorsement, we're going to be looking for royalties.
To be fair, we would expect a check.
And this is public now, so and dated, so we're coming for you. No, I think that, listen, the NFL knew what it wanted well before any of us could see it. We're seeing it with the potential Lions Rams matchup that is more than likely to happen, and we're going to see it with the Browns and the Ravens. I don't know why. I can't put my finger on it. I'm not completely bought in on this Ravens team. And I think that the ultimate drama scenario for the NFL that they're just dying for with such a shitty season is Joe Flacco being the end to what could be a Super Bowl season for the Ravens. I think the Browns pull it out for the AFC. I think they go to the bowl.
I like that he's a head patter. Have you seen that? He likes patting people on the head when he sees
Such a dad thing.
And the one guy was like, "Don't touch my fucking head." That was so funny. He loves patting guy on the head, like a gigantic man that you just beat. Like, don't pat him on the head. That's absurd. But that's just the kind of guy he is. He's a trash can fire starter, head patting fucking gunslinger, and we are here for it. We're also here, and we're in agreement on this one.
Yep.
We're gonna go to third down. We are in agreement that the Eagles are not done yet.
Yeah, I genuinely believe that. I know that they are trash right now, but all of these teams that are playing well, I think when you get to this point in the season, the teams that are playing well have further to fall than they do to go up. And the teams that are not playing that well, that have been playing well all season, kind of have the rhythm going, have further to go up than they do to fall. And I just don't see, especially in the NFC landscape, if they were in the AFC, it would be a different story. But in the NFC landscape, it's really anyone's game at this point.
I absolutely agree. And I think one thing people need to remember is that Kyler Murray can still be the best player on any given week. He can still be the best player in the league on any given week. And he just decided at some point in that game, I am not going to get tackled for a loss. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to be a magician today. And sometimes it works out for him for whatever reason. It's not consistent, obviously, enough. But keep in mind, James Conner has a career day. Kyler Murray's. That is a team that if they get hot, they can beat you. Like, I understand their record. I get it. They're not a great football team by any stretch. But in my opinion, they are a football team that can beat anyone at any given time because of the skill position players that they have. Right. And because especially in that circumstance, when you're down, there's absolutely nothing to lose. You're going to go for it on fourth every time. That can start to build some momentum, and people can start looking around on the sidelines and say, hey, why not us? Let's prove to everybody that we still have it on any given Sunday. And I think that's what we saw, a combination of that and the Eagles kind of taking for granted the idea that it was just a gimme victory, which there are none of in the NFL.
Yeah.
The NFC is an absolute crapshoot. And if you really look at this Philly team, top to bottom, and now with a chip on their shoulder, I actually like them more having lost this game. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but I actually like the Eagles losing this game for a Super Bowl because I don't think they will take for granted another game for the rest of the season.
I fully agree. Yeah, I don't disagree.
Just got the wake-up call that we are not by any stretch the guys right now. And we need to prove that not only to ourselves, but to our fan base and to the rest of the country and the rest of the NFL, who is now rightfully doubting the fuck out of us.
Yeah. Yeah. Doubting a team that was a surefire Super Bowl winner for the first 10 games of the season. So,
yeah, absolutely. Well, we're in agreement there, and I believe that's going to lead us to a player on the Eagles for fourth down. This doesn't have to do with this week, but it has a lot to do with next year. Pren, what do you got for us on fourth down?
This might be kind of obvious. I have reason to think that it could even potentially be both, but one of the two Kelce brothers will be retired before the start of next season. And Jason Kelce is the obvious person to look at here, but not enough people are talking about the potential of Travis Kelce retiring. He did an interview a couple weeks ago where he mentioned, similar to Tom Brady last year, he's getting older. He's feeling every hit a little more, which he's each passing game. I think this past game, he didn't have one catch. He's getting lazy out there. And he's lining up all these sponsorships left and right. They've got the New Heights podcast, which is blowing our podcast out of the water. He's setting up different revenue streams. Like, I don't know how much longer Travis or Jason, but even Travis has on the field. And something that I think is super interesting about the Chiefs, if you look at the Chiefs without Travis Kelce, which is what's happened in the last couple of games, they put all of their cap space, and I know that they've restructured it a couple times to get more players. They put all of their cap space in Patrick Mahomes and just forgot that they had to give him proper weapons in order to get the job done.
Correct.
So we're going to see what happens with the Kelce brothers next year, but this might be the last go around for at least one, if not potentially both brothers.
You heard it here first, and that's for sure. both Kelce brothers potentially hitting the dusty trail next year. That's going to do it for First and Pren. It's time for the best bets of the week, and I promise you, we are coming correct.
Yeah.
God, I fucking love that graphic. Look, I mean, I'm just looking at the odds here, and they are conservative is an understatement.
I mean, I've got to do something to get the ship right.
I'm in the same boat. I'm in the exact same boat. I mean, I can't believe I published these bets. But let's stop the tease and just get right into it. Fire off all three, AP. You rip through yours, I'll rip through mine, and we'll get on to the live alerts.
All right. So it's no secret that a decent amount of teams are benching their starters this week. If they've already clinched the division, the playoffs, blah, 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 blah. That being said, I've got a parlay. Steelers, Texans, Falcons. Oh, wait. Steelers, Texans, Falcons money line at 259. I don't know why I had Bengals in there too, but it's just the three teams. I think this is easy. I really don't see this not hitting. CJ Stroud's going to pull it out. Mike Tomlin's not going to have his first losing season. And
I mean, you do know the Falcons are playing the Saints, right?
I do know the Falcons are playing the Saints, and the Falcons have been on my do not bet list all fucking season long. If you look at my track bets, I haven't talked about them once because they are a wishy-washy team, and the Saints go big win. I think the Falcons pull it out.
God, I hope you're wrong. I'm all over these Saints with Williams back in the lineup running hard. But okay, it's Steelers, Texans, Falcons, money line parlay for AP. And oh my God, you're doubling down?
I'm doubling down on the Falcons. I'm taking the Falcons money line right now.
Did you learn nothing from me last week?
Apparently not.
Was all my losses in vain? Damn it. All right. Good luck.
Apparently not. Falcons money line plus 153. I do think they pull this out. That's all I have to say about that. Moving on to track bet number 3. Keeping in tone with the NFC South, I've got the Bucks to cover 4.5. Mike Evans anytime touchdown for plus 320.
Yeah, that I can get behind. Although I'm all over the Panthers.
Yeah. What?
I'm all over the Panthers just because I don't think the Bucks can win a big game, and I've got the Saints early.
A big game. It's the Panthers.
It's for the division.
But it's the Panthers.
It's for the division. We saw them absolutely choke last week and potentially have a miracle comeback, which is why I'm also taking the over in this game. But it's just, the Baker curve. I can't get over it. The Panthers in their final game, they got nothing to lose. They're going to fucking accept that they can ruin a divisional rival's season. That to me is all the fucking motivation that they need. And I've been watching these Panthers games and they are bad. And when I say they're bad, I mean, they are fucking bad, but the Bucks can be just as bad. It depends on what team's going to show up to the stadium. Yeah. And I don't think it's crazy. Vegas also doesn't think it's crazy because we're looking at a line that should be 10 points and it's 4.5.
Yep. I mean, listen, as a Bucks fan, I'm not going to say I'm not worried. I'm obviously worried about this game because
you should be worried.
It's the most obvious walk into the playoffs that if any team's going to fucking blow it, it's going to be the Bucks on the back.
I agree.
But I think that the Bucks have, and specific players on the Bucks have way more to lose with this loss than just the division and going to the playoffs. Baker is playing probably for his future in the NFL. And same with Mike Evans. Mike Evans is old. I've been saying this. He's old. He's a free agent next year. The Bucks did not make him a Buccaneer for life like he wanted. The two of them alone, and even let's throw Todd Bowles in the mix. I mean,
let's throw Todd Bowles in the mix.
If he doesn't get this W, he's probably out as head coach too. So
Toddy B. I hope for your sake that I'm wrong because I don't have a ton. I want one of us to do well. The worst possible scenario is Bucks lose, Saints lose. That's really bad.
What happens for the playoffs
in that scenario? So right now it is a 3-way tie. Oh no, excuse me. The Falcons are down 1 game. So it would be a 3-way tie if the Falcons beat the Saints and the Panthers beat the Bucks. And I don't know who has the tiebreaker in that scenario. It could be the Falcons. I don't know for sure. I know if the Saints and the Falcons the Saints and the Bucks both win, that the Bucks have the tiebreaker. I don't know what happened if they both lose and the Falcons enter that 3-way tie. I don't know what happens.
Oh, and the NFL loves its drama. I wouldn't count it out.
I wouldn't count it out. I also know that they like big markets, and New Orleans is a big market. So I'm kind of betting on that. Speaking of people that are playing for something, I'm going to get on to my tracked bets now because DeAndre Hopkins has $750,000 pending on this game. Obviously, star wide receiver for the Titans.
Oh, I thought you put a bet. Okay, I see.
$500,000 if he gets 39 or more receiving yards to meet his contract quota. $250,000 if he has 7 or more receptions. They have nothing else to play for. He doesn't have multiple revenue streams going as some of the other players do. I know he's absolutely rich, but $750,000 is $750,000.
Yeah.
Not a bad day at the office. If you're DeAndre Hopkins, you probably want to cash in on that bonus. And there is every reason to keep him happy. So expect him to be targeted early and often. It's a game that is essentially a meaningless game for the Titans. Why not put some meaning on it and keep DeAndre Hopkins happy and with a fat pocket? I haven't found these lines yet, but they will be out, I'm sure, in the next 2 days. So whatever they are, I'll be taking them separately as well as together. I'm all over DeAndre Hopkins props. Also, interesting time of the season to bet. There are some Instagram sites, and I'll try to get some of this data as well and publish it from our page. But there's a lot of people playing for incentives, predominantly defensive linemen that need like half a sack more. I know Chris Jones for the Chiefs needs half a sack, like for $500K. There's a few other guys in the mix that I've seen just from scrolling. So I'll publish a few of those. But really interesting avenue to bet this week is incentivized bonuses for players, both on teams that don't matter and teams that do matter. Another one that comes up just quickly, I haven't bet this yet, but Geno Smith needs, I believe, 275 to hit his bonus, and he gets an additional $500K for making the playoffs, plus an additional $500K for each playoff win that they have. So Geno playing motivated football this week as well. Moving on to my next tracked bet, I'm going Saints, Pats, Lions money line parlay at plus 381. I don't see the Saints losing. I don't see the Lions losing. And I'm just going to keep betting on Bailey Zappi because he's a cover machine. So against the lowly Jets team at home to give a big fuck you to the front office from Bill Belichick, if in fact they are going to ask him to leave or they're going to mutually separate, I guess, as the rumors have circulated, then he wants them to get the lowest possible draft pick, which means winning this game, and you drop probably another 2 slots. So I like Saints Pats money line parlay. I like the Panthers Bucks over for this reason and this reason alone. One of these teams is going up by 10 points at some point in this game, and the other one is not going to, go down without a fight. So the Panthers can score, although inconsistently they can score in bunches. And we all saw what the Bucks did in the fourth quarter last week. They can score quick. I like the over in that game. I like the Ravens Steelers over for a similar reason. Steelers are going to put up a fight here. The Ravens don't have a ton to play for, but they've got some guys with incentivized bonuses to hit. And, they absolutely want to win this game against a divisional rival and sour their potential but very small chances of making the playoffs. Give me both those overs for plus 270 and round out my tracked bets and move on to the live alert. Hit them with the sirens. That was a hell of a monologue. We're going to have to change the photo on that to you.
Actually, that's a good point. We might need to.
You're the live alert queen.
I am the live alert queen. They have been hitting, and I really
Actually,
these bets.
Mike, do you think you can just put Ashley's face over mine, but keep my body?
Actually, you should do that.
I would like that. I'd like a fusion. I'd like a fusion graphic if we can work on that for next week. That'd be great.
Like a centaur of R2.
Oh, actually, that's not bad either. Yeah, and then my torso, your face, horse legs.
Your bare buns, my face. Yeah.
Yeah, and then horse legs.
Yeah.
I think that's a centaur, right? So okay, don't get me started on centaurs. Let's get right back into here. I know that you are high in the Seahawks and I'm high on Geno for the reasons I listed previously. So let's jump into your live alerts, and everybody get your goddamn pens and papers out. She's the live alert queen. Floor is yours.
It's true. It's true. I've gotten a little crazy with my live alerts over the last couple of weeks in the sense that I have found it difficult, even while watching Red Zone, to keep track of my own live alerts. And because we have a lot of starters that are benched this week, we're going to keep it simple. Seahawks, Falcons, Bills. If you see them going to plus money, grab it up. I think these are all teams that are going to win. DD disagrees with the Falcons and the Bills. That's okay. My live alerts prevail. So by some sort of math, it's going to hit. Mm-hmm. If you see it going to plus money, grab it.
Fair enough. Seahawks, Falcons, Bills, all in the plus money. God, I hope two of those are just crash and burn. But based on the trajectory of this pod, it's way more likely than my picks. I'm on the Dolphins. I can't stop betting on these fish. Fins up, baby. Throw that fin up. I'm all over the Dolphins at any point in this game. I'm not going to say it's going to be a 10-unit bet. I'll probably max myself at 5, but I will be throwing a unit on them every opportunity I have. I will be chasing this bet. I believe the Dolphins will win this game. They go down 3, I'm betting them. They go down 10, I'm betting them. They go down 14, I'm betting them. You get the picture. I am going to chase the fuck out of the Dolphins money line at home in prime time and just expect the Bills to bill at some point in this game. I'm also on the Packers money line. I'll be doing the same chase tactic with this. Absolute must win for the Packers. I'm a Love believer. I believe on Love. Never give up on Love. It was my first tagline from my first show. I used to scream it from the rooftops. Shout out Kiki. And then I'm moving on as well to the Bucks Panthers second half over. If this game starts slow, and I believe that it may, I'll be pounding both teams over on individual point totals, as well as the Bucks Panthers total game second half over. I'm going to have all that going for me. The fuck is going on in here? Kid's got a goddamn rap song on. Needless to say, Bucks Panthers second half over. That's going to round up my live alerts and bring us into the girl dinner bet of the week. Let me get this. They don't ever need no man to tell me what to do. Who sings that? It's got to be who is that? She dated Mac Miller. What's her name?
Ariana Grande.
Yes.
It's like stock music.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sounds like Ariana. I really like the song, actually.
It's probably the point.
I'd like the full version. Wait, Mikey, while we've got you here,
mm-hmm.
we might as well.
I like
we might as well get your options on our girl dinner bet of the week. You got to pick one.
Okay.
You went with me last week. It didn't go well.
Yeah. No.
But Ashley's rolling out a plus 3,500. So
yeah, very, very reasonable.
I really like my girl dinner bet. I'll tell you why. I'll go first. I'm nominating. Yeah. It's a 3-way parlay. DK Metcalf anytime touchdown. He's due for one. I'm hot on the Hawks. DK Metcalf anytime TD. Fields passing over. His line right now is at 198.5.
Got it.
It's no secret he's playing for a starting job next year. And not just that, if it's not with the Bears, he's playing with a job somewhere. So
Falcons or Steelers.
Say that again?
He'll be the Falcons quarterback and the Steelers quarterback, in my opinion. Keep going with the bet.
Okay. That put me in a – I have thoughts on that, but whatever. I think this line's low. 198 is low, in my opinion. And then I've got the Tua rushing over. The line right now –
That's insane.
The line right now is at 16 yards.
I love this.
Thank you. 16
I love
yards,
this.
16 yards is not that much. Not only that, the Dolphins are going to be playing out of some sort of desperation. Like, this is a must win for them, to get the division.
We saw Bailey Zappi get it in one rush last week.
One rush. It's only 16 yards. Like, I think it has to be a faulty line because that's what puts this at plus 3,500.
I love it. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. I might cancel mine and go with yours. But before we get there, and just to recap, it's Fields passing 199 or more, anytime tutty for DK, and Tua rushing yards 16 or more.
Yep.
I mean, come on.
You can put $10 on that and get 350.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a margin of victory bet, the first ever on this podcast. I did this for the first time with the Cowboys Lions game, and in all, rightfulness, I should have lost, but the refs absolutely blew it, and I won. I had Cowboys 1-3, so I'm going Raiders, who absolutely will win this football game, and I'm going to go Raiders 7-10. It's plus 900. You get 7, 8, 9, and 10. That's great. I love that. So I'm going at plus 900. It's the Raiders to win the game. And you're picking, obviously, kind of trying to thread the needle in how they do that. But you're getting multiple field goals, a touchdown and a field goal. You're getting a missed extra point situation gets thrown in there. You're getting somebody going for 2 gets thrown in there. Those numbers, 7-10, I really like it. Plus 900, I'm all over it.
Ashley, what are the odds on your bet if you take Tua rushing over out of it? He has 67 rushing yards in the year. He beefed up this past offseason to stop himself from getting concussions. He doesn't run anymore. His MO is he makes 2 reads and then he throws the ball into the ground or into the stands. So he doesn't run.
Let me build it. That's fair. I don't disagree. I would never, ever, ever take this
must
line.
win, though. Must win.
But it's a must win. Yeah.
Lay it all out there on the table.
I'm putting it together. Let me see.
I would much prefer to put a Tyreek anytime in there, or
Tyreek is coming off a very emotional week.
He also needs 224 yards to set the single season receiving record.
He's also hurt. He's still not playing his best right now. I think that they contain Tyreek to save him for the playoffs.
What if you put Tyreek over 101 receiving yards in there?
All right, let's see.
That I really like. We're
building this live.
That'll slick back real nice.
All right, hold on. Okay, DK, we're taking out Tua.
Get rid of him.
We've got the 198, and then what was the other one that we wanted?
Metcalf anytime.
I've got that in there. Wait, what's happening here? Oh no, I'm not putting that in there. There was a third one, I thought.
Tyreek anytime or Tyreek receiving yards is kind of what we were kicking around.
Tyreek.
I like that this is an edited version of a bet, which immediately means not in on the Oakland margin of victory.
Let's see.
Let me down nice and easy there.
Tyreek 102. Can't combine sections. Come on. Let me try this again. All right.
Wow. You guys are getting dicked around over there.
You know who I'm taking it up with.
It's got to happen.
Passing. Fields.
This is good content for the people.
This is why they come to the
raw
pod
right now. This is
Mhm.
raw.
This is why they come to the pod, for us to dick around on fucking Winnie's book, looking at
I gotta
lines that aren't
shave this
allowed.
beard. I look like a Civil War general.
One of my buddies does Civil War reenactments, and he does look exactly. I swear to God, he like gets in character like days before. Yeah, it's
Maybe we need him picking a prehistoric bet on the pod. So Justin Fields passing over, DK anytime touchdown, Tyreek over 102 receiving puts it at plus 825.
Snore fest.
What
Boring.
about 500? Risk it to get the biscuit.
What about the Dolphins money line?
Instead of Tyreek?
Oh, back to the drawing board. Take the Raiders' margin of victory.
You know what? We've talked about it so much at this point. Put the Tua thing back in. I'm in.
Yeah. Yeah. It got super boosted. It got producer Mike super boosted.
Woo!
We're putting 2 units on it, baby. Let's go. That is a $7,000 bet now. This could turn our whole season around. Tua, someone's got to fucking message this guy. We got to message him.
You know who I actually messaged that's not going to surprise either of you? I messaged Odell about halfway through the season, and I was like, come on, man, you got to do something here. And then he tweeted this week, sorry, guys, don't put your props on me. And I said, out and clear, buddy.
He needs 2 touchdowns to hit his incentives too, but that guy doesn't give a shit about that. He's like, I'm trying to get another ring. I don't give a fuck about $500K.
Yeah, he'll be the hype man on the sidelines, and that's about it.
100%. Well, that concludes another very exciting episode of the Betsies pod. The longest standing podcast I've ever been a part of. I've unsuccessfully started about 5 or 6. And they've all only lasted about 15 episodes. So we've surpassed that by a lot.
Wow.
And so give it, a round of applause, a little pat in the back.
And we've got NBA coming. We've got NBA after NFL. So
we got NBA on its way. And you know what? Big shout out to Mike and to Ashley for their patience with me. My computer doesn't fucking work very well. I'm late to the podcast. Sometimes I'm sitting on my couch waiting to record. I don't even get on. I'm sitting there for an hour. I'm just sitting there for an hour waiting to record because I'm an idiot. So congratulations to you two for your perseverance, and to all of the listeners, to the Bet Hive. We haven't come up with a better name yet. And for all of you, I am thankful. And I am Devin Walker.
I'm Ashley Pren.
And you all are dirty little freaks. We'll see you in the playoffs. Later, nerds.